So I want to first give Anthony Galloway a round of applause. For bringing you all together and in this amazing space at this amazing time. I used to pass this library 20 years ago, and I had never been in here. You know how we do. We like go to the Southside libraries. You're thinking, oh, I can't go into the big, beautiful library, but this space is amazing. It's airy, it's got a lot of history. I believe the library is 130 years old and just recently received a facelift in 2018, so you see that it is all worth it. And without further ado, we've got the man that everybody on the planet knows. He's either above you or below you or beside you, around you, and he doesn't need an introduction. We go back to the days when we were still partying at the warehouse and the power plant, and you know, anybody remember that? Y'all don't act shy like y'all wasn't there. So I do remember that those of us that are still hanging on to the promise and to the dream and to this community that has been amazing and true to us, and there are pioneers in the business, and one of those is with us tonight. Let's give Mr. Otis Mack a round of applause.
I really think you all can give me a bigger hand than that. You know, after all, I am now inducted into the LGBTQ Hall of Fame. Yes, 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 yes. I had a young man call me, this company called me from Philadelphia the other day and wanted me to open for Patti LaBelle. And so I'm like, well, what's your budget? You know, and when he told me his budget, I'm like, you probably need to get somebody local because I'm now inducted into the Hall of Fame. So, you know, so everything goes up. Everything goes up. Even with my boyfriends, honey. Ain't no more $20. Shit. I need 25, 25, baby, 25 will get you what you need. Well, for those who don't know me, don't feel bad because I don't know some of y'all asses either, so. But it is what it is. I'm Otis Mack, officially known as Chicago's Heavy Diva from 106.9 Radio. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for Anthony Galloway for soliciting my services and paying my fee. It was the LGBT Hall of Fame fee, okay? Okay. So this is for Lord Rustin and Bate. So we're in for a great time this evening. The food was amazing. Wasn't the food amazing? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The macaroni, the chicken, and those damn collard greens. I hate collard greens. But I fucked them up downstairs. I shook them up, honey. But we have some great entertainers, a great DJ, and we're going to honor some people tonight. It's some good-looking men in here. Uh-huh. Are you with somebody? Uh-huh. Hi, Mama. I'll make a hell of a son-in-law. I promise you I would. I promise you, I promise you. I promise you. I'll help braid your hair, clean the house, all that shit, honey. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But before, I can talk, and before I do what I do, I want to introduce the man who's the reason why we're here, who made all of this possible. I need you all to give a big thunderous round of applause. He is the boss. He is the CEO. What is it? CEO, COO, Elemental P, CFO, GAY. He's all of the above. He's the man with the plan. You all make some noise for the dynamic dynamic, great guy. I love him to pieces. Y'all make some noise for Mr. Anthony Denise Galloway. Give him a big hand.
I think I'm gonna have to dock you for that, Denise.
Oh, I didn't mean to say Denise.
It's Anthony Charles Galloway, okay? All right. So before I get started, there are several people in the audience. So excuse me, I have my Southern drawl back. I've been in the house for a year and a half by myself. So my Southern roots have come back. So if you hear my drawl, my St. Louis scissor, East St. Louis, that's right. I'm from St. Clair County. Shade, right? Before we get started, I want to just kind of introduce some of our board members and incoming board members that are here tonight. Some of them had to travel for work, so a few of them could not make it, but I wanted to recognize a few of our board members before we get started tonight. They're here. Jamie Black. Can we, Jamie Black. I believe Joel Jackson is coming in as a board member. And any other board members in the house tonight? I'm sorry, my vision is impaired tonight. I left my glasses. Okay.
My name is Dr. Melody Chase.
Oh, did I hit the button? Oops, not yet, Dr. Chase. All right, so I wanted to recognize our board member. Thank you so much, Jamie, for being here. Jamie is an actor in our community as well and does a lot of work in our community, so I wanted to recognize him before he left this evening. Also, Mama Linda is in the house. So Mama Linda, so let me tell you all I have a few anecdotes. So I don't talk in speech. I talk in storytelling. That's what we do. That's how we change minds. That's how we change community, right? And so Joel Jackson and I accidentally became friends about 20 years ago. And the reason why I say accidentally, because you all know me, anywhere I go, drama follows. And Joel and I were facilitating dual support groups at the time in St. Louis. For those of you all that do not know this, there was an organization called Blacks Assisting Blacks Against AIDS. It is now defunct. And it was very sad what happened to that organization. If you want to learn more about that, that's a little bit of our Black history. I think people should read up on it. It certainly shaped me into the man and made me decide how I wanted to do this work some 21 years ago. I was passing out condoms in the bar, and the bar owner would literally, when the police would come, would literally usher me out of the back door. Remember that, Joe? Because they were afraid that they would be cited for having an underage person in the bar. That's how young and how long I've been doing this. 2 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, I turned 40. So I've been doing this work for a very long time, passing out condoms, doing that. And certainly Joel and I became roommates after that. We said, why are we fighting against each other? Let's band together. And we band together, and boy, the next 20 years, what a great friendship that is made. And he has his Mama Linda here tonight. And so I wanted to recognize Mama Linda for giving us Joel. And certainly been a fixture in my life for a very long time. And I promise you I won't go too long in my anecdotes tonight. But I want to give you a little bit about my road to Lord Rustin and Bates. November of 2019, I walked into my job and I was done. I had been done for a couple months. It's the best job I ever had, the most money I ever made. I always tell people. And, you know, a boy who had, from East St. Louis, that did not quite finish his degree yet, that's a hard, tough thing to kind of walk away from. And I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something different, and I set out to do it. I was broke, didn't have any money, almost homeless, had a lot of stuff going on in my life. Dr. Green can attest to that. She's my personal doctor, as well as one of the honorees. Don't ask her any questions, I will sue her. any information about me. But I digress. It would take the next 2 or 3 months for me to really fully decide what lower resident rates would look like. I went to a few people in the room and said, can I have a loan? Blah, blah, blah. Some of you all said yes. Some of you all said no, hell no. You ain't got no job. How you gonna pay me back? But we're here today. And it was a tough road getting here. I have to say we've raised almost $500,000 so far in making sure that that's happened. We have put together, we have hired, made sure and been intentional about hiring black contractors and brown contractors in doing this work, because we understand that, I read a profile, for 6 hours, $1 is made, goes out of our community, the black community, right? I don't know if I said that right, but I think you all get what I'm saying. For Latinx communities, it's a little bit more time, like 2 weeks. But in white communities, money circulates there's no limit. And so certainly I think it'll be a long time before we get to an unlimited circulation amount, but certainly we could do our part in making sure that money that is spent in our community stays in our community as long as it could. Now, let me tell you what we do before I start the video. And I'll keep it simple. Lower resident rates, we believe that social services are something that is fine. It's a temporary situation. We believe providing housing is a great opportunity to provide to individuals that need it. But we do believe that we should understand what those structural issues are in order to change. I've worked with institutions that profit off of Black struggle and Latinx struggle. I'm tired of being a part of that kind of system. And I want to see how can we make these structural level changes so Black and brown people don't have to ask for permission to do the work that's needed and to thrive the way that we do. So one of the things that we've decided to do was we decided to look at this Crossroads funds. Thank you, Crossroads Fund. They gave us $25,000 to look at this ideal around what it would look like to build business within community that's owned by community, that community can profit and community can work from, to keep money back in the community. We have started a Black and Brown LGBT Cultural Arts Consortium that looks at funding small organizations like us, and Black Alphabet Film Festival, and Life for All, and other small organizations that are doing this work. We're looking at how we can come together and plan activities, cultural, humanities activities, and do the work and have Black Pride and all of these great things that we're used to, but have it in a way where it's fully funded, and we work together to get fully funded. We work with Lyft, we work with Uber, we work with all these Walgreens, all these institutions that give money to Pride up north, but kind of forget about the South Side a little bit. And then lastly, one of the things that, and I want to recognize Al Forbes here, our project development consultant, who's helped me write some magnificent grants, and we've gotten funded for many of them, who's done the work. He's out of Boston. He does work with all the organizations, small little boxes here in Chicago, and I want to thank him and recognize him for all of his work. So as I said, I don't want to keep folks long because this is a part of a two-part. We want to talk to you about who we are, and we want to recognize folks, and we want to send you on your way. So the next thing I want to do, also I want to honor the folks at the Newberry Library. I don't know if you folks know this, but I have a reputation. Somebody said, Anthony Galloway, you're hard to work with. That's what I heard. They have been very kind with working with me. It's not true. They're lying on me, by the way. I wanted to say thank you to the Newberry Library. for working with me. Stop laughing, Joel and Mama Linda. It's not true. It's not true. This library is one of 6 surviving. A piece of it is. I don't know what piece of it is. You'll have to ask Martina over there. But am I putting you in the spotlight? One of the things about this library is that after the 1871 fire, Great Chicago Fire, this was one of 6 landmarks that were left standing. I read that in the St. Louis Tribune after I booked this place. I had first booked this place because I was walking past and I said, oh my God, I remember that space. And I came to a beautiful fashion show. I don't know how I ended up at a fashion show, but 10 years ago. And I said, I wonder how we get there one day. And I'm here with you all. So without further ado, one of the next projects that we're working on is that black and brown people, we still won't get vaccinated. Some of us still won't get vaccinated. And it's killing us. My mama died in September 16th. She's really my grandma. If you know my backstory, I'm 14 years old. And so my mom, you know, in many black families, our grandma, my mom, right? And mama passed away. And for as long as she was living, I always felt like I was a boy to some sense. I never called her and asked for money or anything like that. She always sent me $100 for my birthday every time. This year was the first year I was getting $100. And I was like, Mama's home. But what I remember, the first memory I had of my mom, I like stories about my mama. Because oftentimes a story that black families are not accepted of LGBTs. That wasn't my story. My mama, my earliest memory, 5th grade, 5 years old, kindergarten. I walked in and she says, how was your first day? I said, I like to talk a lot. I'm still the 5-year-old boy. Nothing has changed. And I said, what's this, sissy? And she looked at me and she said, you are special. So the first thing she did, at 5 years old, mama told me. I love you, and I don't care who those knuckles ain't seen. That carried me into my 39th year until the day she passed away. Right? That carried me through. And I was able to talk to Mama about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was able to go to church with her and sit, you know, in the Black Baptist church, we sit on the morning's bench. And she put me on the morning's bench. And I never got sanctified, I don't think. But she loved me no matter what the preacher said, no matter what anybody said. Even the teacher, she would go off. I was bad as hell. And she would go off on the teacher. And I used to think to myself, oh my gosh, she lets my spoiled self, she's letting me get away with stuff. But I came to realize on the day that she died, the morning that she died, that she realized that all of my life, I would be criticized. I would be talked about. I would be beat up. I would be this. I would be that. And I had that one person that loved me no matter what, and that stood up for me no matter what. And she still lives within me today. And today, this is a culmination of Mama Willis, who's no longer, who's with us in a different way. So without further ado, I want to show you all, in collaboration with the Black House Veterans Festival, as well as John Bress in the back here, one of the most prolific videographers and photographers of our time here in Chicago. Kind of a taste of our COVID-19 hesitancy vaccination campaign that will be launched starting on November 1st, starring some of the people in this room. So without further ado, Adam, would you see us?
My name is Dr. Melody Chase. I am a mother of a 21-year-old. I have a granddaughter that's 1-year-old. I come from a family of healthcare workers who have been in the healthcare system for years. We are so often not counted, and And that's the problem that we have today. If we're not included, then how do we know what's good for us? This vaccine was developed by an African-American woman, so that's inclusion. She is helping us to understand what is good for our body. This is one of the safest and cleanest vaccines there is. So we want to make sure that all of us are a part of it so that we can live longer and be there for our communities to help make it strive.
Hello, I'm Dr. Maya Green. Southside of Chicago. COVID-19 is the second time I've seen the disease literally polarize families, a country, all right, it was ravaging our bodies. When I was a teenager, I remember my mom coming home crying so hard, I thought she was laughing because my Uncle Levi, who we were his chosen family, died in a county hospital of AIDS-related pneumonia. Now we know it's PCP. But the way my mom cried and her heart broke, I guess as adults, we just walk through life trying to heal all the things that happened as we grew up. And that's one of the reasons I chose to become an infection specialist. Now, how that relates to COVID, if you look at how we politicize COVID, how we blame people who haven't gotten vaccine, we blame people who have gotten vaccine. We just find a way to dig our heels in, separating our community. Now, here's the kicker about COVID. COVID only goes away, just like every other thing, when we band together and become united as one human race. So, me blaming someone for how they're moving through it, and someone blaming me is never going to work. It doesn't know any geography, it doesn't know what state I'm in, my gender, my orientation, it doesn't know what political party I subscribe to. It is a virus that wants to live. What does that mean if we're going to come together? Every disease has two parts, what the virus is trying to do, but how we move as one human race, our behavior. And so, if you think about herd immunity, COVID only goes away when enough people are vaccinated. When it can't, like I said before, reproduce. That's why it's important to wear your mask so you don't get COVID or you don't give COVID, but also to get vaccinated.
Also known as Midwest Mother for the Health of Monticello. I am in executive administration for a healthcare organization by day, and I am an event planner by passion.
Sir, and I am the secretary. I'm operations manager by day, and I am full-blown student.
I'm Deontay Fennell, aka Icon Raising 007 in Ballroom. I'm a case manager, that's my profession, and an interior designer, that's my passion.
COVID-19 has impacted me tremendously. I feel like mentally it allowed me to gain self and learn exactly what I can hold and what I can't. And physically, I feel as though we all have been dealing with ups and downs. We're not satisfied with it because we don't have the daily outlets to become the best person we want to be. So we stay into this little cubicle and try to find out different ways of who we are as a person, mentally and emotionally.
COVID-19 has impacted me tremendously due to my mom contracting COVID in Cleveland, Ohio, and me being in Chicago. And just that separation of not being there for her, not being present in a time where people are dying.
This trio of friendship has spanned the course of 20 plus years, and I can honestly say that I adore both of these young men with all of my heart. These are my brothers, and we've been there for one another through so many different things, but especially during the times of COVID, because we've always had each other pretty much to lean on. I can remember just recently us taking a trip out of town just to, sort of relieve ourselves of the pressure and the stress of having to be confined, in our little spaces and in our little bubbles and in our homes, and not being able to really work and travel the way that we used to. And it just felt really good that all of us, well, all three of us, should I say, was able to plan a trip together.
They can plan.
I had to rush and get some food. But that's just a snippet. We have a whole lot more. We have Otis Mack and Shavonna Brooks and Joel and his family. But it will launch November 1st on Hulu, Google, across billboards across Chicago, mainly downtown. And we hope to get the bishop and the first G involved, really to get the information out about COVID. We're still hearing horror stories of folks living with their grandmother and I heard a story just yesterday about a elderly person that contracted a breakout version of COVID and ended up passing away because people in the household weren't vaccinated. And what a horrible way to lose a loved one because we didn't make a plan around our elder living in the house. And so someone like me, I had a heart attack earlier this year. And one of the things that has become very important to me is making sure that folks get vaccinated who are around me, because you ain't gonna give me COVID, all right? So without further ado, I'm sorry, where's Brian? Okay, so just give me a second. I think we'll cut this out the tape. So real quick while we're waiting, I also want to give a shout out to our caterer. Did you all like the food? Soul and Smoke was the catering company. They are African American owned, and they also employ lots of people of color. I also want to give a shout out to Fahrenheit Chicago, the Art and Soul Salon. February 12th, Saturday, February 12th at the all of you all there and so much more. We're talking with Santana. Saucy Santana. Damn, I'm old. Saucy Santana. I don't know if y'all heard of Saucy Santana, but I love the videos. Y'all should watch. It's like, don't watch it around your kids, so on YouTube. And then starting January 1, we will be independent. So right now, Southside Health Center serves as our fiscal sponsor. I want to thank Southside Health Center. They signed up for a year, and because of poor COVID, they have done it for 2 years now. And so we want to relieve them. We got our 501c3 status as of March of earlier this year. So I want to thank them. I also want to thank our sponsors, Howard Brown Health, Christian Community Health. I want to also thank Chicago Department of Public Health. I also want to thank, there's so many sponsors. We raised, as I said, we raised $310,000 and we're still raising money to this day. So thank you to all of our sponsors and all of the foundation partners that we've accumulated over the past year. So without that, I see Brian is back. Who's next? Who's back, Brian? Who's next? Oh, okay. Okay. So do you want to join me up here? How do you want to do this? You know what? I'd like you to just go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead. And we got the photography here.
Yeah, so we're, we're going directly by the book. Making this comfortable. You guys enjoying everything so far? Yes? Give this man a round of applause because it took a lot. And it's hard being him. I'm the second him.
So I also want to thank our event planner for today. Hire him. If you need event planning, Bishop, first gentleman, y'all need an event planner, here you go. I met this gentleman. So one of the things I like to treat myself to is a Hugo Boss shirt. And he works at the Hugo Boss, don't tell people my business. And he works at the Hugo Boss store where I met Jennifer Lewis. So we were just talking and I said, oh my God, I like you a lot. How do I stay in touch? And he wrote a book. I bought his book. And just a great guy to get to know. So thank you so much. I also want to recognize our DJ Sean Parks. This is also a part of the department
Dr. Melody Chase.
Oh, did we do that again? Thank you,
Hey,
Dr.
Dr.
Chase.
Chase, she's back.
This is also paid for in part by the department, the Chicago Department of Special Events and Cultural Affairs, or did I say that wrong way?
No, that's
Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, DCASE. And so one of the things that we do at our events is we raise up LGBTQ, Black, and Latinx artists. So I want to thank Sean Parks for being here and the drag queens that we'll have at the end of the program, if you all should stay around for that. The first honoree I want to recognize. Antonio Van King. So I've known Antonio all of my adult life. He would travel to St. Louis to judge our pageant, our St. Louis Black Pride pageant annually. He has been a steward throughout the Midwest. He was in Tennessee, he was in New York, he's been here in Chicago, and certainly is serving right now as the LGBT health liaison. And so I really wanted to recognize him for serving as kind of the original dream boy. He brought, he runs the contest Miss Dream Girl Continental and Miss Dream Girl Continental Plus and Mr. Dream Boy Continental. And just such a positive influence in my life and in the life of Joel and so many of us, and just has been such a steward in the community. So in recognition for serving as Chicago's original Dream Boy, as a pageant promoter, public health official, and most recently as Chicago's LGBT health liaison, Antonio King.
Thank you, Anthony. Make sure you get one with the mask off, though, later. Listen, this is, I don't get awards, a lot of awards, so I'm just kind of, I don't know whether we had to say something or write something, but I just appreciate being appreciated. As Anthony stated, I've been knowing he and Joel since they were late teens, early 20s. And it's just remarkable to see them turn into the young men that they are. I remember when they had that house in St. Louis that I came to visit. They were truly Felix and Oscar. I'm not going to tell you who was Felix and who was Oscar. But they're dynamic young men, and just to stand here to get an award for doing something that all the people in this room, that we just do the work. We don't do it for the accolades. We certainly don't do it for the money. Some of us have been blessed to luck up on a salary or two, but that's not why we're here. I stand on the shoulders of so many people that started me into social services, as Reverend Charles Strait, Ernest Height, you know, names who a lot of people will never remember or don't know, but we stand on those shoulders, as well as Mona, who, when I started this position as the health and outreach liaison for the city of Chicago, I didn't think I could do the job. I didn't want the job. I was trying to recruit Anthony to do the job. I said, oh, they got this position, you'll be great for it. And that's what he was saying. And he said, I think you should go for it. And I prayed on it, and I said, well, now, if this is for me, because I don't do anything without praying, if it's for me, Lord, let it go through. And I didn't think it would be. It did. So I'm glad that I was able to help somebody along the way, to do what I can do. Again, I'm just honored to be named among the people here, Bishop, Dr. Maya Green, everybody. It's just, Lasaya, you all are doing such tremendous work, and I'm like, what you giving me something for? I don't need nothing. But I just appreciate Chicago and appreciate what we do, how the difference that you all are making in the lives of the residents, not just of the LGBTQ community, but what we do is we try to improve the quality of life for everybody. Anybody that we touch and anyone we encounter. And I'm not going to give a speech for you all. I'm just saying that this is what I bring to the work as I work alongside you as colleagues. And I really appreciate the work that all of you do, the other honorees, as well as individuals like Craig Johnson and other people I can name and start naming. I can't go on and on. I appreciate this. I thank you. I'm proud of you. I just look at you and where you come from, and I'm just so proud of you, having met you before you were doing the work at Baba. Just to see where you're going and to see what you're going to do is going to be phenomenal. And it makes those of us that are older feel a little more comfortable knowing that the hands of the work that we're doing is really in good hands. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You didn't get my tongue out, did you?
Y'all do better than that. A little bit more round of applause. Y'all do better. We're going to shake some of those ribs off of you, you know, move yourselves around a little bit. You know, the ribs and greens will have y'all sleeping in the back. So let's,
It's Friday night. I want to get to the drink. I want to get to drinks
let's
tonight.
do that.
Okay. The next person I want to recognize is Mona Noriega. So let me tell you something about Miss Mona. So I've always known of the name Mona Noriega and Yvette Cardona. I got it. I'm so sorry, Miss Yvette. Unfortunately, your wife's name is more public than yours oftentimes. But I appreciate both of these individuals because I recognize that marriage is a partnership. And so I wanted to recognize, could you please come up yes. I want to recognize the partnership because it took a fight for us to get to be able to recognize a partnership like this, to be honest with you. And I want to also bring this point up. In the marriage fight that happened, that concluded rather, several years back, it was people of color, particularly women of color, that pushed the issue of marriage before it was kind of hijacked a little bit by mainstream LGBTQ sources. So I want to recognize that. I want to make sure I recognize the partnership. I'm being I know I'm being kind of black power here for a minute. But I want to make sure that I recognize our history and notice that. So I want to make sure I recognize this partnership. Mona, I came to recognize her as a fierce, intimidating, but very serious about the work when I went to work for Equality Illinois. Now, I've seen her name all over the paper, right, prior to me working at Equality Illinois. But I got to see firsthand just how serious this woman was about making sure that change happened, that we didn't have to wait another moment to seek justice. And so I wanted to make sure that, I know that you're recognized by the big award folks, right? But I want to make sure that you come home and be recognized by your own people because we're a family. Latinx people, black folks, we're part of the same family. Many of us are part of the diaspora. Many of the Latinx folks are a part of the diaspora. So I want to make sure that I recognize that, and I wanted to talk to that. Mona has served as the chairwoman. She served as commissioner for two mayors, Mayor Rahm Emanuel and Mayor Lightfoot. She is now serving as the chairperson of the Illinois Human Rights Commission here in the state of Illinois, making sure that LGBT people and other marginalized groups are treated fairly. And her wife works for the Polk Foundation and makes sure that communities of color are funded. And so as a partnership, that takes, I go home heavy every night doing this work. So two people going home, that's double the heavy. So I want to thank you all and recognize that. Mona Noriega, also T-Vet, please join us. This is a partnership, please. Yes. Thank you. Oh, please.
Say so?
Please, as First Lady, please stand behind. I'm just kidding.
Let me just say thank you for the recognition. Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, the wrong one, the wrong one.
No.
This one? Okay.
That's all right. We'll just hold it.
Just hold it? There you go. Let me just say thank you for the recognition, Anthony, and for everybody here to support Anthony because he is kicking butt and he has a vision, and we are all behind that vision. There is no doubt about that vision, and so the fact that you raised $500,000 already, that's work. That is work, and obviously you need a lot more because the vision needs to grow. So I want to thank everybody for the recognition for here. The work is not done. Even though I'm at the state now, it's the same work. Discrimination keeps on coming across my desk, and it's something that I want to be put out of business, and it's not happening anytime soon. So thank you, and keep up the fight.
Yeah. Speaking of $500,000, I ain't got nothing on this person. Now, let me say this. LaSaya Wade. Can I say LaSaya Wade one more time? LaSaya Wade. First interaction I had with LaSaya Wade, first month on the job at Equality, Illinois. I read the newspaper and she let Equality, Illinois have it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm doing great work over here. How dare she? You remember that, Mitch. I called up LaSaya, and we met at this at Panera Bread in St. Louis. We call it the St. Louis Bread Company. And LaSaya told me to my face the same thing that she said in the paper. And from that, you know, I love a confrontation. From that, I love LaSaya. She didn't back down. She said, well, he is what he is, Mr. Galloway. How you doing? But outside of just that, LaSaya has changed the city of Chicago. And not just she, because I also recognize, that's why we are honoring Brave Space Alliance. This woman backed it up after she let me have it. Went on a week later to have, I don't know how many people, it felt like it was 100,000 people that marched downtown Chicago in front of the Trump Tower and told Trump, then she went on and got a tweet from Obama and went on to raise almost $2 million, I think over $2 million at this point, to make sure that people were fed during the coronavirus. While my colleagues were at home saying, I don't want to get, you know, and people were busy being thrown out of their homes and everything and couldn't find food. It was her team that was out feeding the people, gay, straight, cis, trans, all over the place. And so we would be stupid not to honor Brave Space Alliance because we want to be like them one day. So, LaSaya Wade, please come up and accept your award. Thank you so much for all the work that you have done. And then I had the audacity to go to a ball last week, and she walked the ball and got her tens across the board. So, LaSaya Wade, Brave Space Alliance, thank you so much for being my friend. Thank you so much for the work that you do in this community. Thank you so much for being you. And continue to be fucking you regardless of what the people say. Excuse the vernacular.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. This has been a minute since I have spoken in public. I am a new parent. I'm a newlywed. And now I am a CEO of Brave Space Alliance. So I think in the midst of me starting to organize in Chicago, there was a black hole where there was no trans person in leadership or director positions in Chicago. The work around what BSA has done, we have the Shannon Parkers, we have Tati, we have all of these recognized people of trans women that have been doing the work years before I have been doing the work. There was just needed a person that needed to say, kiss my ass and fuck you too. I think I was that person. And I'm okay with that. That is the language that resonates with people and allows them to hear you before you can actually have a real conversation with people. So I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. And if I do, my child is still here. So regardless of what it looks like, BSA has done its work and has made history in Chicago where Chicago can never erase that. So thank you.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Powerhouse Global Network. So, I have an expiration date, as some of you all may know. When me and Joe lived together, Anthony Galloway, your expert, it's expiring. Us being roommates. And certainly everywhere I've gone, I mean, when you talk about racial justice work, like Lataya will tell you about her story of her not even getting in the door. I've had the privilege to get in the door, and then people get tired of me after 2 or 3 years. And so, like, I you know, at some point, I worked everywhere, Howard Brown, Equality, Illinois. Where else could I go work? I could probably go work at the state and get vested. It'd be hard for them to get rid of me that way, but I don't want to go work for the government. I'm of the people. And you know, government is a part of the people, but there's certain ways that you have to act. You can't be an activist working for the people. You have to work for the people. Bishop Keith McQueen and First Gentleman led me through kind of my last transition and kind of helped me through that. And I was just a mess because I didn't know what I wanted to do. But outside of me, because part of this is about me, and part of it is about the community. I won't lie to you. These men, along with their global network, went into Inglewood and opened up a church. Right? Okay. Now, those of us that know what's going on in Inglewood right now, many of us say we don't want to even buy a house there because we don't know what the trajectory is. But these men went into a place where there's lots of crime happening. Crime is happening all over the place, but there's a lot of degradation going on, a lot of shit talking about the South Side. And they went in and they invested in that neighborhood. Then they came to Chicago, a place where there's not a lot of spaces for Black LGBT, SGL people to go seek sanctuary in kind of a Christian atmosphere. And they did that, and they built a network. And then while he was here in Chicago, the man and the husband had the nerve to build a global network. They said, we're not going to just do this in Indianapolis and Chicago. They went to LA, they went to, I'm like, what y'all doing in Boston? Black people live in Boston? Okay. That's a joke. It's a joke. See, when you work for yourself, you can say anything you want to say. But, no, you can't. But I wanted to recognize these men for building a congregation, a national faith network, and centering the Chicago chapter in the Inglewood community, area. So we just wanted to recognize them for that. And we wanted to say thank you. Thank you for recognizing our community and building a faith network here in Chicago and across the country that we can all be proud of. I know Indianapolis is really your headquarters, but consider Chicago as your second headquarters. So, I promise we have 2 more. Thank you. There you go, Bishop.
Okay. You don't want to talk? Okay. All right. More grace, everybody. Grateful to be here tonight. Anthony Galloway, thank you so much. Lord Rustin, and I'm sorry. And Bates. I'm sorry. Oh. Thank you. We appreciate you. Dr. Maya Green, AV, and everyone else. We greet you in Jesus' name. Grateful to be here tonight. You know, when you do this work, it is a thankless job. You make peace in this assignment that history will be able to celebrate what it is that you're doing, even though people in the present may not recognize the significance of what it is that you are attempting to do. And we have sought for the last 9 years to create safe spaces of worship throughout the country for LGBTQ plus people, everybody, but particularly those that are marginalized. And we've been very intentional about trying to do this work, not just from a faith-based perspective, but a faith that translates into social justice, into HIV prevention and education, and a number of initiatives that the Lord has graced us to be able to do. Recently, we have been able to expand actually into a few countries. So we have now expanded into Singapore, Norway, and we just got back from Brazil started a church. We have a church there that we cover in Sao Paulo and one in Brasilia. And just to see this work being able to transform people's lives and to be recognized for that is just absolutely amazing. And in my closing, I don't want to talk too long. I'm a preacher, so I can talk for a long time. My God. Well, y'all know I grew up Pentecostal, so, you know, Friday night was revival night anyway, so. I want to honor my husband. He probably is not going to say anything. My husband does amazing work. God has really graced him. He's always working on 1 billion projects. As a matter of fact, it's so funny, he told me, I think it was last night when I was flying from New York, he said, oh yeah, we got to get back early from Miami in December because I finished my other master's degree. So he's just constantly just working on something. It was like my graduation today, but he's a brilliant man. And I want to echo something that Anthony said, I think that was just so amazing. You do carry that weight. You carry that weight. Every time I get that look in my eye when I see expansion, you know, we came here to Chicago 4 years ago, and the Lord told us to start a ministry here and told us to do it on the south side. We actually have a property on the north side, but I heard the Lord say, go to the south side. And after a series of supernatural events, both of us would have prophetic dreams at the same night. And the Lord told us to get to the city of Chicago. There is a generation that is dying, and there is an assignment you must do. And so we are grateful for this opportunity to be considered to do this work. To God be the glory for the things that he has done. And Anthony, I want to say to you, the best is yet to come. You know, we've been praying for you, and I know you went through an attack in your health. But you know what? There was a part of you that did die. And there was a part of you that was resurrected. And this is a new you, this is a new season, and there are many people that have critiqued you, but they're going to have to eat from the table that God is preparing for you in this season.
Oh, Pastor. You could have waited till after. Okay, we ain't in church. Maya Green walked up to me and she says, Anthony, I like the weight loss, but I don't know if I like how fast you're losing the weight. And that day she became my doctor too. What was that? 3 years ago? I was chairing a BTAN meeting, the most stressful meeting you can chair. Good luck to those chairs, whoever's chairing that meeting now. But Dr. Green walked up to me and she says, yeah, you know, I've had people say horrible things, right? Somebody walked up to me and some people would ask me crazy questions about my weight loss. And I thought, would you walk up to anybody else and ask that question too? Or do you think I just won't slap you, right? I won't slap anybody. But sometimes the people of our community could be the harshest critics. And I've also been probably on the side of that as well myself. So maybe perhaps I'm getting what I gave. I don't know. But Dr. Green, I call her Chicago's chief LGBT health person, doctor, physician. And this is why I call her that. Well, first off, she just got, she is now the chief medical officer of the largest LGBT health center in the country, called Howard Brown Health. She's the first Black woman to serve in that position. Is that right? I just made that up, but I'm sure it's true. Because when I worked there 9 years ago. She's also the first Black lesbian to work in that position. When I first met Dr. Maya Green, she was an activist doctor. And I shared this with her at the shoot the other day. And Dr. Green, oh my God, the woman was angry. More angrier than me, I think, at times, about the shit that would go on in this city. And she went off. She was at the county. She was going off in church. Pastor Pastor Jake's church, she was going off. I was like, Dr. Green! And then all of a sudden, Dr. Green, I don't know when it happened and where it happened, she became the people's doctor. And she started to make change within the system she worked. And I credit her for Howard Brown's strength. I think David Munar is a visionary. I tell people that all the time. I admire David Munar. But there are certain people that you have to have on board to make shit happen. And Dr. Maya Green is that. I'm telling you, she's the real deal. I hope you can still service my doctor, Dr. Maya. Can I be one of your patients since you got the administrative role? Just come in and see me on Saturdays. Dr. Maya Green has gone to people's houses and knocked on their door. I shouldn't tell that story. No, that's not it. Never mind. But she's the shit. I don't know any other way to say it. Dr. Maya Green, in recognition for serving as Chicago's chief on LGBT and SGL, sexual and primary health services. Please. I know. Can you take off your? Oh, yeah. Sorry. I know. I'm feeling you backstage. You backstage.
Well, I don't know what to say. You're going to have me come after the bishop. That's cool, though. One thing I will say is the universe, God, however we call a higher being, I feel answers. Just like we're like children calling our mom or dad. We can say, nah, we can say it wrong, but God still answers, just like a parent answers their child. So I will say the difference is I took that, God showed me how to take that anger and channel it, because just throwing it out to the wind is not it. But bringing it together and forming a fist, God just showed me how to do that. And I'm thankful for that. I do also want to really be thankful. You said two things, Anthony. You talked about the Chicago fire, and it's significant that we're in this building and celebrating these people who, after the fires of all the pandemics, the AIDS pandemic, the homophobia is a pandemic, transphobia is a pandemic, racism is a pandemic, you know, after all these pandemics that seek to destroy.
They attacked the same people.
Yes. On top of all these things, just like this building, we're celebrating the people. Antonio King, you got this because you deserve it. You deserve so much more. Mona Noriega, Yvette Cardona, Messiah Wade, Xavier Ma'at, did I say it correctly? Xavier Ma'at, Bishop McQueen, Derek Howell McQueen, Southside Help Center, and Anthony Charles Galloway. Those are people who, like your mother, say, hey, I don't care what people say about you. I know you, I love you. I'm gonna invest in your growth. And after all these fires, those are people who are left standing, saying, I'm gonna always love you, I'm gonna always fight for you, because that's our purpose, and we're honored to do so. So, thank you.
Our last honoree for the evening is Southside Help Center, but the person that accepted the award on behalf of that tonight, I made a terrible mistake 2 years ago when we were at the Connect Gallery, where I dropped Mr. Nelson's award, and I gave him his replacement tonight 2 years later. And he has a guy that just harasses me about that every time he sees me. So I hope the harassment stops, Charles. I've learned my lesson. I think my own jokes are funny, whatever. So, Southside Help Center, 2 years, signed up for a year. Vanessa Smith, Executive Director, thank you. Thank you, Charles. Charles has been in our community since the 1980s. One of the founders of Adodi. Is Charles here? Oh, okay, I didn't see you, Charles. My eyes are going out. And this award is not just about Southside Health Center. This award is about really the love that Charles Nelson has brought. Oftentimes we talk about racism, but we don't talk about the homophobia and the transphobia and the heterosexism that we experience in our own community at times. Some of us catch the train up north, so we are loved in our LGBTQ-ness, and some of us catch the train back south so we can be loved in our blackness and mistreated in our LGBTQ-ness. Charles has, over the years, have teetered on all ends of that and done it miraculously. And I wanted Charles to come up and accept this award on behalf of the Southside Health Center for making them do the right thing. And can I say one more thing about Charles? Charles and I did not get along. But I have learned to love Charles, and I could not envision a world without having Charles in my life today. So, thank you, Charles, for being here tonight.
Thank you. Anthony, once again, I want to thank you on behalf of Southside Health Center. I want to also thank our founder of Southside, Betty Smith. If anyone knew Betty Smith, who brought me from Howard Brown to Southside, which was a wonderful day because Howard Brown had taken 9 years of my life and didn't do anything with all the work that I brought to Howard Brown. But at Southside, I was able to stand there as a black gay man and being represented and respected by a woman who didn't know a lot about our community but wanted to learn. And she allowed me to start an MSM program there and grow it to where it grew over the year, and which has been almost 22 years. So out of that, I want to honor Betty Smith, who we lost a few years ago, and our executive director, her daughter, Vanessa Smith. I want to accept this on her behalf. Thank you very much, Anthony.
So, yeah.
Let's give all our honorees a round of applause. Yeah, so we're going to do a group picture really quick for all of our awards winners. You guys just never know who's sitting next to you. You're sitting next to greatness, shaking hands and eating at the table with greatness, and it's all in this room. So if we can have all of you come up that received an award for your photos and your partner as well. Let's do that real quick, and we've got some entertainment ready for you, and we don't want to keep you waiting with that. We're going to bring Mr. Otis Mack back up right after this. You, if you don't have a partner, I'll stand in proxy. You want me to stand up there? All right, everybody who got an award, let's get a group picture. Anthony, Mr. Galloway, can I get you in the center, please? Thank you, thank you. And the young lady that left, we'll just put her in on the computer. Right, we'll just Photoshop her in. So you guys take a really good look. Let's take a good look at the camera, folks. Look at the birdie. And stay there, hold that pose. Yes, give him a round of applause again, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And without further ado, you know, the girls have got to come up. So you guys don't move around unless you're going to go to the bar, and some of you get spritzers, and the others get the hard lemonade.
While we're queuing up, I want to recognize some of our grantees in the house. Black Alphabet Film Festival, we talked about them a little bit. Life for All is in the house. And Surratt King. Surratt just threw a ball this past weekend called the Back to Basics ball. It was spectacular. It was outside. I told you, it was the same ball that Lasaya got her twins across the board. So it was fabulous, and I wanted to recognize Surratt King. Also, Zolai Mugler, Miyaki Mugler. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. All right. And Father J.E. Ballman, a.k.a. Joe Jackson. Aren't these some fabulous things?
All right. You guys, we are going to continue with tonight. I'm going to bring back my buddy, my friend, my mentor, Mr. Otis Thompson. He can introduce these girls. And when I tell y'all, do not go anywhere until these our outfits. Donna Ross, because we're going to go so just be prepared. Otis, why don't you come on up and tell us what's in store for us?
All right. A lot of you guys in here tonight I need to talk to. You understand me? April the 1st, I'll be celebrating 30 years in the business. I'll be at a French dinner, trade show, roasting toast at the Christmas Sky Banquet Hall in Lafayette, Illinois. And I need to talk to some of the doctors, some of these sponsors, some of these pastors and bishops. You know, because it costs money to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Hall of Fame money. Hello. So we got a little entertainment for you. We got a little, I brought a few of my heavy hitters and with us tonight. So we're going to waste no time. Do I need to put my mask on? I'm so glad COVID is over because this is my COVID mask. Doing COVID, honey? You say you're doing COVID? Okay, I need a COVID mask because I had work to do. I had work to do, and you have to protect yourself, right? Right, doctor? Right. Listen, DJ. DJ, are you ready? Are we ready? Soundman? Without further ado, I need you all to give a big round of applause to the tall, tantalizing talent of Miss Phoenix Black O'Hara. Y'all give her a big hand. Come on, girl, hold that note, girl.
Hey, everyone. As we celebrate artists, as we know, during the COVID-19 disaster, pandemic, a lot of the artists could not work. And a lot of these entertainers that you see tonight depended on shows to work, but we didn't have shows. So in lieu of giving to Lord Rest in Base, I know many of you all have asked how you can give. Tonight, we're going to give out their cash apps. And in our name, if you could please give to their cash app after each entertainer, $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever you could do, that would be great. Huh? That's Phoenix. Would you? Okay.
Thank you. Her cash app is $ Phoenix Black O'Hare. Again, $ Phoenix Black O'Hare. I see the bishop is giving. My cash app is $ Otis Mack. Again, my cash app is $ Otis Mack. And I'm here to help you. Okay, how that? Y'all got to give me a minute. I can, in just a minute. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. Did you? Okay, you're killing me. What the hell's people start with that from? Okay, if you're ready to see the next entertainer, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. Who you talking to? Make welcome to the stage a dynamic dancing sensation. Y'all make some noise for Diamond Carrington. Okay, my fault. I had too many beverages. Huh? All right, he need a second. You need to ask them. I'm just asking. I got paid to do one job. I don't know nothing what's on that paper. I have one job. Want me to do two jobs? You give me 2 pays. That's right, that's right, that's right. So what's the date of my 30th anniversary? April, you said August. April the 1st, Bishop. Can I get Powerhouse to get a table? It's a Friday night. You have Friday night Terry service? Cancel that Friday. Yeah. All tickets are $50. It's a 4-course meal. It's a roast and toast. Uncle will be there, and everybody else will be there. Okay? It's going to be a simply amazing 30 years of entertaining all around the world, and I started right here in Chicago. Yes. That's Rough and Stuff who's local. I'm not local. All right. You all make welcome to the stage a beautiful. She has a face like mine. They say she has a face that has launched 1,000 ships. You all make some noise for the amazing talent of the queen, the lady, Miss Amelia Black. Y'all give Amelia Black a big hand. I just want you to know I taught everything she know, everything. We got a minute to queue up. Is the bishop leaving? Is that your armor bearer? All right, Bishop, I'll be calling you, okay? All right. Okay, you want to introduce your book? Well, that's good. Now, who's all these? Okay. Phoenix Black O'Hare is $ Phoenix, Phoenix, Black, BLACK, O'Hare, OHARA. O'Hara. O'Hara. You must find a midway. Okay. Phoenix Black O'Hare, that's $ Phoenix Black O'Hare. Also, Amelia Black is $ Amelia B. AMAILIA. B. $AMAILIA. Miss Carrington Diamonds is $ GUISMAWNIN. I'll give you that a little later again. And Otis Mack is $ Otis Mack. That's $OTISMACK. Okay? And I've said that several times and I ain't heard nothing ringing in my pocket. I ain't heard a damn thing ringing. Again, that's Otis Mack. That's $ Otis Mack. Yeah, Otis Mack. Come on up here real quick while we're waiting. And he got a book, nice book he wrote. Tell him about it real quick. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna do this. So as we know, I'm Brian McLemore Smith. I actually wrote a book called Love, Blood, and Rhinestones. So you guys, it's on Amazon and it's on my website, lovebloodandrhinestones.com. It's a story about same-sex abuse, but it is a novel. It's not this happened to Jimmy, this happened to James, this happened to Charles. What happens is that there's an unspoken truth in our community about molestation, and also when you're in a relationship and your spouse is abusive to you. We don't talk about it. I talk about it all. So, it took me 6 years, did studies with friends. 2 of the people that started out with me on this journey subsequently passed away, one of them to domestic violence, and the other one just in the midst of living life and just was cut short. So I carried the torch on the vein of Zora Neale Hurston or James Baldwin, the A-Man Corner. So it's that type of read. It's 470 some odd pages. It's the pink book. You guys Google it, support the book. I'm also an adult with Charles Nelson. I'm part of Adobe. And I'm excited about what happens in our community, and that is everything happens in our community. We fall in love, we fall out of love. Unfortunately, we are in abusive relationships. Unfortunately, when you call the police, they come and look and say, there are 2 men, what you calling us for? Or there are 2 women, what's the problem? Or somebody tells you to suck it up, or you never make the call. Out of whatever fear and whatever embarrassments that you're going through, you never make the call. Somebody's abusive to you verbally, you never make the call. So I made the call, and I talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I took us out of time and back into time, but please order my book, just support it. I'm gonna have a virtual book signing. I'll make sure that Mr. Galloway knows, Mr. Nelson knows with Southside Health Center. But this is something that we need to talk about, we need to address. People need to be counseled. We're traumatized. We're suffering not only from the other pandemics that we talked about earlier, but this is a pandemic that is worth talking about. And this is Anthony's fishtailed book that I got out of his bag, so I gotta put it back. And in case you guys don't remember who it is, my face is on the back with almost the same outfit on. So, Love, Blood, and Rhinestones, guys. Please order the book, so. Thank you.
All right, touch somebody and say time management. I told him 3 minutes, honey, 3 minutes, honey. He like those folk in church. So y'all make sure you go and get his book. Make sure you go and get his book. It's a wonderful book. If you haven't read it, you need to go on Amazon and get it. I haven't read it either, but he said it's a wonderful book, and I'm going to take his word for it, okay? We're going to move swiftly and professionally. Is she ready? Let's make welcome to the stage the dancing talent of Miss Diamond Carrington. Give her a big hand. Give her a big hand. that was Miss Diamond Carrington. Can I get you guys to give all the entertainers a big hand? Phoenix Black O'Hara, Amelia Black, and Miss Diamond Carrington. Let me remind you that I am from 106.9 FM The Pulse. You can catch me Monday through Thursday, 9 to 11 p.m., 106.9 FM The Pulse, the People Station. And every Wednesday night, I do a blog. It's called Cocktails and Conversations, Facebook Live. Every Monday through Friday, every morning, I'll give you a spiritual vitamin every Monday through Friday on Facebook. And don't forget, April the what? April the 1st, 2022. If the Lord says the same, I'll be celebrating 30 years in the business. Listen, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for loving me. I've been a great MC. We had a great time. Thank you. And I'm going to turn you in the hands of the boss. Y'all make some noise for my buddy, my friend, Anthony Charles Galloway.
I got my middle name back.
Yeah.
All right. So February, I know that we know April 1st really well. So thank you for promoting that. February 12th, I'm just giving them shit. Art and Soul, the Salon, is going to be a different take on Fahrenheit Chicago. So Fahrenheit Chicago is going to happen 2 times a year now, and we're going to do the Winter Expo. How many folks have been to the theater on the lake? Okay, it's the most fabulous venue, and it costs a lot of money to rent that bitch. So I would love for you all to be there. We're going to make sure that we celebrate Black LGBTQ artistry, artisans, thought leaders. We're going to curate a lot of excellent stuff. So please join us. Tickets go on sale on National Giving Day, November 30th. So thank you for that. Again, thank you to Soul and Smoke for the food tonight, to all of our honorees, to the Newberry Library, to our event coordinator tonight, to Adam McMath and John Gress, to Joel Jackson and Mama Linda, to all of the entertainers, to everybody, to Pastor, to Bishop, to the Lord, Jesus Christ, everybody. Everybody. So at this time, as we clear out, I want to head it over to DJ Sean Parks. Well, Sean Parks, comma, the DJ. How does that sound, Sean? All right, take it away for us.